Man, what an episode the sixth one was. You can feel the emotions. The perfect dialogues for sure make you cry or grin at least twice. With animosity between Deborah and Eva ending, we are in for a treat in the back of. So, what better time than this to recap and review the first six episodes? The season begins directly after Eva's blackmail, and the tension is palpable throughout the premiere. Both go one after another, trying to assert their displeasure, leading to some hilarious moments, including awesome callbacks and deep emotional moments. This was further elevated by the way the writers structured the season, making it perfect to convey that our leads are at the top of what they always wanted, but both feel very lonely. And Ava in particular is also riddled with guilt. Marcus's exit fits right into the cog, leading to the iconic line, Am I in a time machine? This captures all the emotional weight the show wanted us to feel. The time shoot leaves Deborah and Eva in very different headspaces, and Jimmy, stuck right between them, is pure hacks magic. The second episode has some of the very best from Jimmy and Kayla. The reason Kayla offers Eva for selecting a rented home in a mall is funny and kind of makes sense, and them figuring out the assistant problem was a good bit. But the main part is the petty pranks in courtesy of Winnie's turn warning. Helen Hunt shines as Winnie in the dinner sequence, but before that, Deborah perfectly encapsulates her fears of having an inexperienced head writer. She throws some very valid points, mainly about how Eva's material might be niche. The physical comedy from Hannah Einbinder is once again brilliant, be it the shuttle sequence in the first episode and the escalator scene in the second. She just nails it. She also nails every single time when Eva believes naively that Deborah has forgiven her. Marcus's quote at the end of the episode, "You got to dance with the one who brought you," nicely transitions the show to the next step. The third episode starts with Deborah taking everyone to Las Vegas to work on a weekend masked as a retreat. I was expecting to see some familiar faces in Vegas, but it was not to be the case. A little disappointed with that. But Eva meeting Kiki is a reasonably good place to point out that it's so unlike Eva to blackmail the other person. As Eva had some time to process the blackmail by that point, it struck nicely. The fourth episode directly goes into the rehearsal for the opening night, where Deborah gets a panic attack. The episode has a lot of beautiful moments. The Carol Burnett cameo is so good, specifically the advice she gives Deborah. The moment Deborah singles out Ava in the crowd was captured nicely. It turned out to be such a beautiful moment. Again, the underlying element of being alone at the top plays a role not only for Deborah and Ava but also for Jimmy. The characters avoiding showing their true emotions lead to more wonderful moments. Deborah spends time with Mateo, which is unsurprisingly awesome. One of the scene stealing moments in the episode was Ava's quirky sex shop sequence. The appreciation for that is amplified after knowing that Hannah improvised it. The final sequence is the best of the lot, from Ava rushing to the hospital for Deborah and them finally seeing their work together as they should in the hospital waiting room. Everything was perfect. This episode is top tier hacks. The fifth episode travels a bit further in time. The late night show is a hit among the male audience. The female audience doesn't reflect the same feeling. So, with the data from the network and the focus group results, Deborah focuses on making the show more generic, appealing to a huge audience. On the other hand, Eva feels the show is not satisfying her writing appetite, especially after meeting her on the contrary colleagues. To help the show appeal more to the female demographic, Jimmy and Kyla find a TikTok creator played by Julie Nicholson. The collision between the leads again intensifies, this time on how to take the show forward. The dinner scene where Eva hurts Deborah by saying that she just wrote jokes for her and criticizing the show is the crux of the episode. This followed by HR's burst where she pinpoints both their shortcomings, and finally Deborah asking Julie Nicholson's character to be on the show against Ava's will is pure drama, and the writers made it as funny as possible. The last 10 minutes of the episode are an absolute peach. The song selection, The dance from Julie Nicholson and the crowd responding to it, the emotionally stinging words. The episode had everything. The only thing I missed here is a working session between Ava and Deborah, or at least a montage that would have conveyed their creative differences and emotional state better. Again, a top tier hacks. The sixth one is the best episode so far. Ava is pushed to her limits by a series of events. The guest is Ruby, as Cher cancels at the last minute, and Deborah, just to spite Ava, rejects her despite and asks Ruby about the wolf girl ring proposal. And Ava also gets dumped from the new relationship. Ava, being Ava, does the right thing for everybody, but she's taken advantage of. The last straw for her is when she is $80 in the Mrs. Table's order, which she was subsidizing the writers. She quits, storms out, goes full rage mode, and disappears. Deborah gets a fake cover from Rosie, and the conversation before that makes her realize that Ava is her voice. From that moment, the episode goes on a whole other level, emotionally tight while being funny as ever. Deborah trying to save Ava from water, and Ava's weird and hilarious reply to that sets us up for the emotional conversation following this. What writing that is! Every single dialogue has so many layers and carries a lot of love, hurt, and a whole lot of feelings that it brings into their world and hits you emotionally. The direction made it so seamless that all the episodes and scenes leading up to it were perfectly curated for this moment. Hats off to Paul Downs for making one of the best episodes ever. All six episodes are awesome, barring the middling third episode. The season promises to be another brilliant addition to the top tier TV. The episode rankings are: the great episodes would be 6th, 4th, and 2nd, while the good ones are 5th and 1st, while the third one is an okayish episode. Hacks is back and it is awesome. The season is hitting all the right spots. So share your thoughts on the season so far. Are you liking it or loving it? Before signing off, here are some nice little things. A classic Deborah moment, sending Ava to a seafood restaurant knowing that she is allergic. $4,000 in the Rising the Voice jar. The physical comedy from Hannah throughout is awesome. The short form videos Deborah makes reluctantly. All the guest stars so far are awesome. And that's it from this video. Do like it and share for more such videos. And don't forget to subscribe. And that's it. It's me, VK, signing off.